That's America. Okay. I'll get it all up and running in a second, guys.
I figured we just hit live saying because we don't have any interesting quims at the beginning, like we do sometimes.
Well, I'm just trying to get
it just like all the people that came in at the beginning of Facebook are nowhere to be seen now. It's like everything else. So it's like, man, fuck it.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
I'm gonna be disappointed. Might as well be disappointed on Twitch where they got all the emotes and shit.
Right, the badges that you worked on and stuff.
Yeah, that spent time making and all that jazz. So we'll see.
Okay, I got the thumbnail uploaded to YouTube. And now I got to put this to full screen so that everybody can see you. And I think we're good to go. I think that's a dope signal.
Well, I am going now. Yes, and I am live.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. We are on episode 5. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? That episode 5.
Episode 5. Tonight we're talking about social media and how it's good to use, good to get on, and it can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but it is what it is. But to get out there is kind of a thing you gotta really try to get into. I'm just as bad as anybody. So that's my little intro.
Right. So social media, there's so many platforms out there. So many platforms. You got Twitter, you got Facebook, you got YouTube. To a certain extent, it's kind of a social media because it's a platform in which you can share things with the masses. You got Twitter, I think I said that. Instagram, which I don't really use. I shouldn't. But I don't have interesting pictures in my life to put up there. So, and I'm not one for staging pictures either. You got TikTok, which Thunder Ronin over there uses a lot more than I do.
Yep.
Which that's going to be banned at the end of next month, I think. So,
we'll see. If it is, ain't no skin on my nose. I just started using it.
All right. What else? That's like all the major ones, right? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I mean,
you got something in the corner there, bud.
What do you mean?
8K VFX motion backgrounds.
Oh, that's just my video looping back.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, social media is a good platform because what you're trying to do is trying to be discovered, right? So getting out there, learning how to use it is the big thing because I learned how to use hashtags on Instagram when I had my blacksmith business. When I first started with it, I didn't use hashtags and I would get no reactions on any pictures I posted up, any little videos about me forging things. But then I started noticing some people I started becoming, acquaintance with on there, other knife makers and stuff. They was using hashtags and they was getting so many follows, so many likes. And I started using the hashtags and bam, it just kind of exploded. I come up to 400 followers within 3 months and I got fucking 20, 30 likes on a video within an hour of putting it up. So hashtags, learn how to use them. Younger generation know, us older generation, not so much.
Well,
like Twitter, I use them on there, but they're not as prevalent.
The thing with hashtags is, sadly, is you never know. First, if you really want to follow them, you got to know what hashtags are trending in that category. So, not all hashtags. You can't just put hashtag and make up something and expect it to be trending, right? So, because people are gonna they're gonna look for certain hashtags, just for instance, off the top of my head, I can't believe I'm saying it, but if you was wanting to share something that was aligned with Black Lives Matter, you'd use hashtag BLM, right? Because that'd be trending. And I don't understand all that. There's ways you can track the trending ones and stuff. Twitter will show you some trending ones, but for the most part, I don't know. And I can't tell you how a hashtag gets popular either. Sometimes the weirdest hashtags will be trending, and Like I don't know how that works, or if it's a algorithm, or probably an algorithm of some sort. But anyway, so part of it is, if you're gonna use them, use the ones that are gonna get you the most reach. Don't just use like hashtag blasphemy games, because like I'm not my name's not out there enough. Nobody knows who I am. Now you could do hashtag Dr. Disrespect, right? Probably get quite a few views on it if your tweet or picture was about Dr. Disrespect, obviously.
Yeah, but like I said, the hashtags, like, again, if you want to really get going, the trending ones, yeah, but you just use them in general. Like every time I post something, I put hashtag Fortnite or hashtag Call of Duty. It may not be trending, but it's still there, and I get more interactions than I do if I don't put any hashtags and stuff like that. So it don't have to actually tend to be trending. It just got to be, because once you start typing a hashtag in, it'll pop up, and the top ones is the ones that most people are seeing or using. It may not be trending at the time, but you'll still get engagement, because when I start using hashtag Twitch and hashtag Call of Duty and clips and stuff like that, I get, a couple of retweets, compared to if I just put nothing, then I may get one retweet, and that's, mainly you or somebody else. And
hey, now, my retweets are worth like 1,000 because I'm so awesome.
I wasn't knocking it now. I'm just saying, not necessarily have to be trending, but it helps to be trending. But as long as you're using them, you're still going to get more interaction than you are not using them.
Right. I guess what I should have said was not trending per se. Established is the better way to say that.
Exactly. Because remember when we was doing that first giveaway, you would post something, really wouldn't get anything, then I'd come in with all the hashtags and respond and retweet it, and we'd get a little bit more engagement. It's just the hashtags work a little more than just, coming in with a blanket statement, not doing it. So established hashtags, yes, established is a good way to put that.
Yeah. So what can you take away from social media? Like, us as streamers, of course, we use it for trying to grow our brand and put our name out there. Other people are going to use it for, like, growing their business, or just try to be an influencer. Like Instagram, people are, they want as many followers as they can to be an influencer. And so social media has this power to, like, really, I guess if you use it correctly to its full potential, it can really help you out. But me as an older person, like, yeah, I've been on a computer since I was fucking just a little spit brat, but like at the same time, social media evolves so quickly. You almost have to be in that industry, like already an influencer and stuff, to really understand how it works. So we use it to, like I said, extend our reach, extend our brand, get our names out there, people get recognized. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm kind of stupid when it comes to that type of. Mike's better with the hashtags than I am, for instance. Like, I don't know, man. It's all based on algorithms, really. Like, and if you don't know what nobody, like for instance, YouTube, nobody knows exactly how that algorithm works. But there's people that kind of have a better idea than, like, okay, like somebody with, let's say, PewDiePie, 107 million subscribers. He has a better idea of how that algorithm works than, like, me or you, because he's just, like, he's been to the YouTube offices. He's been on YouTube long enough. He's made enough videos. He's tried this, that, and the other thing, and he just knows how that shit works. Like, us, and people don't share that information when they figure it out. Like, they say, oh, this worked for this video. Just, like, I got triple the views I usually get. People don't share that information because they don't want to give it out, because if they keep that information for themselves, their videos are going to get pushed to the top, and they won't have to compete with these other people who aren't doing that to get the algorithm to pick them up, right? So I wouldn't say guard your secrets, because honestly, helping people out is good, but I would be careful with who you give. If you figure something out about one of the algorithms on social media, kind of play it close to the vest. Only tell people you trust that aren't gonna run out and spill it over the fucking interwebs, because then you're gonna kill your own. You're gonna kill your own goal at that point.
Right. And like I said, it all comes to trial and error. Like I said, when I was on Instagram and I was doing the blacksmithing, I learned. It wasn't overnight either. I did it for about 3 or 4 months, and I'm like, why am I not getting engagements? Why am I not, getting any new followers or anything like that? And I'm just out there trying to show my work and trying to get some, feedback. And I had an Etsy store trying to get some traffic to get orders to make money. Then I started kind of watching some of the people I was following, and they're hashtagging this, hashtagging that. They had a fucking hashtag like that goddamn long underneath their little brief description. They got thousands of followers, and I'm like, so I started trying small ones, and it started getting a little bit more engagements, and I started trying different ones. You can go right now and go in there, Instagram, hashtag Ronin Ironworks, and you'll see it's been hashtagged probably 1,000 times because people started using it. Because they was wanting to see my work, and they just follow me, and they just try to support. So it's trial and error at the beginning, but once you start getting it, like Twitter, I kind of got a couple I use all the time, and when I use the certain ones, I usually get a couple, likes and a couple different retweets, but I don't go too, heavy with them on there because for one reason you only got limited, letter set you can use. So, like I said, hashtag's good. It's just, it's a trial and error to what to use, what not to use, when to use it, and all that stuff. Some of the stuff, when you type it in, it's so many people's uses in the last hour. All right, that's fine. Who gives a fuck? I'm just going to use it anyways. And
another way to do that would be like, say you want a game, like you put a gaming clip up, and you want to just honestly, you can type hashtag G or hashtag game or whatever, and it'll pull up a list of different hashtags, and then just pick, it'd be like on TikTok, right? For FYP for your page or whatever. Just pick the one that the most people look at. Like if it's got, because TikTok will tell you FYP has 17 million views. So how many views that has a chance of reaching. Like Twitter won't do that, but if you use the most popular one, there's a good chance it'll get seen. And I don't waste my time with that a lot, and I probably should, but fuck me, I'm kind of lazy like that.
Yeah, when I retweet, I'll throw a couple in there for you.
Yeah,
to get you some more.
I'm kind of lazy with the hashtags.
I'm nice like that, all that jazz.
Oh yeah, I'm nice like that. I seen something on Twitter the other day. I don't know.
You're supposed to have some kind of
shouting my buddy
surprise. That you told me the other day that you had something that you wouldn't tell me, teasing me. So
about
social media, the information that you would not tell me.
Is that killing you? Did you spend all day thinking about it?
No, actually, I just thought about it now because
Oh well, then I'm not.
Me. I just don't give a fuck.
So, interesting social media thing I came across yesterday. And I said, why not? I will sign up for it because this sounds like the perfect thing for somebody such as myself. So, I don't know their name. I forget the name of the company. But they're doing this thing, and they put this thing out on social media. Basically, they're choosing 5 couples to basically send a mattress to 3 different mattresses once a week, whatever. And they want basically you and your spouse to bone on it and then give feedback, right? And they're paying $3,000 for this, right? And you keep the mattresses. So you're getting 3 mattresses, $3,000, and you get to have sex. It is pretty much the perfect. So they asked me to do this. They didn't ask me, but part of their application is upload a 60-second intro. Video is what they prefer. They say you can do a headshot, but we prefer intros. Of course, I did a video because I have everything set up for that. That's what that fireplace was all about and stuff. The fireplace background I had going, real sexy. Had some sexy music going with it, really playing it up a little bit.
This is Blasphemy Games, yeah.
I did. I said I got, because in the application they said, hey, any social media, so they wanted to know numbers, so I gave the numbers for my Twitch channel and my Twitter and my Facebook gaming page and told them, I'm a small time streamer and I got this much potential reach to get out there, about 3,000 or 4,000 potential reach, and yeah. I mean, it's only 5 couples that get it, but damn, I'm saying like that's like they're using social media, which is so fucking smart. They're going after people that have at least a small following on social media, so that if I test the product and I'm doing, it's like free advertisement now. If anybody listens to this, right? Like it's free advertisement. Like, oh shit, this company's doing that. Let's go check them out. They want, because that's all they want. They like want you to bone on it and then give like a review based on how it was for fornication, which is, they're calling it like the couple's dream job or something is the whole slogan behind it. So yeah, I thought $3,000 in 3 weeks, and if I get selected, it gets my name out there, right? Because like then I can like, because they'll put your they let you choose to stay anonymous, or you can choose to like, but if they choose you, you can choose for them to put you out on their social media, right? So like they put me on their Instagram and their Twitters and everything, and that gets your name out there. I can't think of the name. I'll send you the link when I dig it up if you want to apply.
Yeah.
If you're interested. I mean, worst thing that happens, you get they select you and you get free mattresses. Like, how terrible. And money.
Right.
And money.
I mean, geez, like, I don't know if I want all that, man. Jeez.
I know. If I got selected, what I'd probably do with the $3,000 is just put it back into my stream in some way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that'd be just disposable income that I just had to like throw into my stream. Like, get it. Maybe I'm due for a new desk, or at least another desk to connect to this desk, and I'm due for like a big monitor arm that comes up and over here. I'm due for all that stuff. But
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, social media is a great way, especially if you got a good gimmick like that. Like, if you got a good gimmick like that, people are gonna, people are gonna come nibbling and knocking at your door. So I don't got that great hook yet, but someday it'll come to me. I think your mic's muted. I can't hear you. I see you talking.
It is. I was talking.
Oh, you were talking.
Yeah,
talking to the missus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to this. Okay.
But yeah, that seems like a pretty good deal. Kind of, get paid to bone, so basically gonna be a prostitute.
Hey, with his body like this, I'm surprised I haven't started already. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, god damn! I'm glad we. All right. Hey, Tech, yes, thanks for that follow. What's going on? I don't got alerts set up on this page, apparently.
I got Jose in the chat. What's up, Jose?
Jose, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Okay,
now, the fun part. What is your preferred social media, Michael? Between Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, I'll even consider Twitch and YouTube being social media.
Well, to be honest, I just started on Twitter, so Twitter is not it is what it is. I try to get stuff up there. I like to do one a day, but sometimes it don't work. Facebook has always been the go-to because I've been on Facebook from pretty much since when it started, and so Facebook is pretty much the go-to. I used to put a lot of stuff up there. Hey, Moon Bunny, appreciate it. I used to put a lot of stuff up there, but I don't post. I realize sometimes I post anything on my personal page anymore because I just really don't care as much. But Instagram, I was heavy on. I wish Instagram would do something where you can actually get on your PC and do other things on, but instead of, because half the highlight videos and stuff are on your PC, they're not on your.
Yeah. And it's a pain in the ass to get them from your phone or from your PC to your phone. It's like a pain in the ass.
Yep. Hey, Moon Bunny, thanks for them 10 bits. What's going on, everybody? But Snapchat, it's technically a social media, but you got to know people. So I could just send random people stuff, and they're like, I did that before, and they're like, who the fuck is this?
I've done that. Yeah, I've done that. Like, just like random snap of like going live now. Come join at twitch.tv/blast. And they're like, yeah, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
Or I say, why don't you follow the link and find out? Like, I don't know. But that doesn't work so well. It doesn't work that well.
So, I like Instagram because I was on it for a good long while. Facebook and like I said, Twitter, I've just pretty much started. I created an account a couple years ago. Then I restarted it, and I had to change it.
Coronavirus.
That's right. But so I redid it, and I'm actually getting more active on there. So if it have to go down the level, first it's Facebook, then Instagram, then Twitter. Then I'm trying to get more stuff up on the YouTube. But you know how much pain that can be, especially when you got slow ass internet like I do.
And some weeks you can get like 5 videos up. Like for me, some weeks I'll do like video, and then the next week I'll do like 1, and I'm like, I'm lucky to get that 1. And for me, it comes down to like, a lot of times when I edit a video, it's like a 20-30 second clip that I just throw on Twitter, right? Because it's just easier to drop it on Twitter because if your video is not at least 3 minutes long, I don't even consider putting it on YouTube because no point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because they say with the algorithm, you got to at least be 10 minutes or longer before, and once you get so many views, then you can get the whatever bullshit monetized or whatever it is. So you got having. Yeah, you got and the way I understand it, you got to at least be 10 minutes or longer. So that's why every video I try to put up, I try to at least let it go a little over 10 minutes. And if I don't really do too much editing, if I just do because we do our Alt F10 and we clip to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I may stretch it out, just maybe add a couple other things, but I just throw it up and may add music, and like I said, you're a lot better with that stuff than I am because you edit videos a lot faster, and I'm getting there. Like I said, it took me forever last night. I was getting mad at that little fucking clip I put up on Twitter. And everybody, if you want to see some cool ass shot, go to my Twitter. And you'll see a 228 meter hunting rifle snipe. I thought that was some cool shit, but I digress.
For me, I'll say just in my order, it's kind of backwards of your order. Twitter's my favorite, and I'll tell you why. I try to get a couple tweets a day in, but like I can sit there and scroll through Twitter and like, oh fuck, oh god, okay. I'm sorry, I just thought of it again, and it fucked my brain when I thought of it again, and I'm gonna tell you about it here in a minute after I list my order. It's something I found out on social media, so it's relevant to the podcast, and even if it wasn't, I was gonna tell you about it. So it's Twitter first because I can scroll through Twitter and be like, oh cool, and just retweet something, or I don't know if you ever watch, but I'll go in on people on Twitter too, like they'll say some dumb shit, and I'll be like, yeah, okay, you're fucking.
I've seen it. I'm like, here he goes, trigger.
And so I like Twitter because even if I'm like going in on somebody, it's still getting my name out there, right? So like, because if it's somebody famous who said something and then somebody replied to that, and I replied to that somebody else or whatever, then there's a good chance a lot of people are going to see it. And I like Twitter for that because it's minimal effort that I can get a lot of reach out of. Now, Facebook is kind of such a mixed bag. I don't know. It's mostly the older generation on Facebook now, and they don't really do all that. So I'm kind of like, it's my middle ground. Instagram's, of course, my least favorite because I got like 2 photos up there right now. I don't know. It's not very many. And but I like YouTube. Like I said, it'd be a tie between Facebook and YouTube being number 2, and then kind of on down the road from there, of course, Instagram being very last. Now, the thing I found out on Twitter that fucked me up last night. I'm laying in bed. I'm scrolling through Twitter. About to go to sleep. I mean, I am about to go to sleep. I am ready to go there. Scrolling through. Okay, Michael, tell me, maybe you don't remember. Maybe you don't follow that nerd culture that heavily. Maybe you do. George Takei died in 2017, 2018, something like that.
Yeah.
there was like, yeah, he died. Cool. Well, not cool.
No.
Just
Right.
it was a thing that happened. I'm scrolling through Twitter. George Takei tweet pops up. What the fuck is this? Is it like his manager or something tweeting from his account? I look at it. No, it's George Takei. He's alive. I tell Vince. Vince's mind fucked because we all remember all the articles about it. We remember the nerd culture shookness of it. Like it's like one of those Mandela effects, right? We all remember him dying. I even asked Bonnie when she wakes up this morning. She's like, "Yeah, he died." I'm like, "No, he didn't." His Twitter photo is him with the mask on, and the tweet was something about coronavirus or something. I'm like, and so I search it. I'm like, Google, did he, George Takei dead? Nope. No articles about him ever dying. No articles about him having a hoax, like a death hoax. Like nothing. I'd look up the 100 celebrity death hoaxes over the last 5 years. He's nowhere on the list. Nowhere on the list. He never died. I know he fucking died. Like, I did not go to bed for like 2 or 3 hours after I discovered that last night. I was so fucking shook by this. Like, it's like that Mandela effect, like some people think Nelson Mandela died in fucking prison. Others are like,
right.
No, he was released from prison. But like, Berenstain Bears, I found that shit out on fucking Twitter. And I'm still shook by it. Like, because he died. He fucking died, dude. He was dead. And now he's not.
Hmm.
So,
yeah, like I said, that's the downside of social media. Coming into we already talked about the positives about trying to get your name out there, trying to use all the hashtags and all that jazz. Now you got the downside. You got all the trolls, and you got just the straight trash motherfuckers on there. Then you got all kinds of fake bullshit like so and so has died, and 2 days later, oh, just kidding, guy, he's still alive. What's going on, Dark? What's going on, brother?
No, he died. I'm sorry. You can't fucking convince me otherwise. At least in my original timeline, he fucking died. I'm sorry. The timeline split somewhere. So our timeline was like this, and then it got destroyed by something, and it fucking immediately, because physics says energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only transfer from one form to another. So this timeline that's just pure energy. It can't just go nowhere. So it just merges onto this other timeline where he's living. That's a whole nother stream. That's next week's podcast. You should do your homework for next week's podcast. We're going into physics. That's what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So time for you.
Above my head there, bud.
No, you got it. You just do your research. Yes, do your research on fucking Mandela effect, string theory, and fucking quantum fucking entanglement. Like, just fucking do it. Because now my whole life is a lie. Thanks to Twitter, my life is a lie.
Oh, jeez. You're gonna be okay. You need a hug.
I need my universe to make sense again. That's all. Can you accommodate that?
I can do what I can, but that's all I can do. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. We're doing the podcast tonight, so not really much gameplay. It's just two guys with our opinions on tonight is social media.
Our shitty opinions is what he meant to say. But
well, yeah, like I said, opinions like an asshole. Everybody's got one, and we got some big ones, and we just kind of let it flow. Now, like I said, let's start to the dark side of social media since we did a little bit of the light side. Like I said, you got the trolls that's just going to try to push your buttons no matter what. You're going to put something up there. It could be the most heartfelt thing ever that ever happened, and somebody somewhere is going to be behind the keyboard or on a phone. Start of the video. Watch. And they're going to say some of the most outrageous stuff because they just want to get a reaction from you. All right. And the worst thing you can do is react because you're playing right into them.
Unless you're me, and then it's the best thing you can do.
But yeah, and I don't get me wrong, I can spar with the best of them, but I'll look at something, I'm like, did I really want to waste my time with that? Like, nope, they don't pay me enough for that shit, and I just move on. Or there'll be times I get a wild hair up my butt. I'm like, I'm gonna have some fun with this, and I will drag it on. I'll see they'll type their point of views in, like, oh, I got it now. Like, what's up, bud? Because if they think they're getting you at the beginning, then it just hypes them up. Then towards the end, you're like, fuck off, and just play it off like like it's not that big a deal. They're like. And it just pisses them off more, and you'll start seeing them start raging more. They'll start getting that vein popping up. They'll start getting them sweats. That face is turning red. They're pretty much no matter where they're at, they're wanting to just take you out because you're fucking not playing into what they're trying to do, and they're wanting to kill you so bad. And I've had death threats more than a few times just for fucking people that's trying to be trolls on social media. Because, I may come off like a nice guy in chat and on my stream, but deep down, I'm a bit of an asshole, and I will let that come out.
Deep down, he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. That's what he's trying to say.
But that is my take on some of the bad shit. Because wait, I got one more point. Because here, at the end of the day, here's the bad thing about social media and the trolls and the jackasses. They're not scared to get punched in the face because they're not in front of you. See, back in the day, before all this shit came out, if somebody, especially in your town, talk shit about you, there's a good chance you're going to get punched in the face. And somebody talk shit about me, I went and found them and punched them in the face. Now, granted, I may have got my ass kicked, but you know what? They got punched in the face, so my day was good.
Right. And another downside to social media, Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm going to try to come into this without losing my shit on it. Although, it's going to be hard once you hear what I'm going to come into with it. Social media is almost like a plague, in a way, because with cancel culture like it is, social media is the greatest tool that they have. It's the greatest tool that they have. And it doesn't have to be true. It doesn't have to be accurate. It just has to sound good and sensationalized. And then that cancel culture machine starts working on it, right? And then the gears start turning. And then before you know it, somebody who's completely innocent of something is now being dragged through the mud, and they can't even defend themselves because...
And a lot of times their life is ruined or family leaves them and they can't find another goddamn job because somebody posted something that is nowhere near as bad as it came out to be, but yet you got so many social justice warriors just coming out the fucking woodwork and just tackling the poor person
without any
accusations and not even looking to the bottom line of what the fuck was going on.
No corroboration. They don't fact check. They just, well, this person said it. It must be true. And then they just, their whole life is just fucking,
ruined.
It's over, yeah.
And I mean, look at the simple fact. It was kind of social media, but known as the Olympic bombing. Remember, back, what was it? Late 90s? Oh, God,
yeah. It was a while back.
And this social media was just starting. It wasn't really that prevalent, but remember the security guard that found the bomb? I can't remember his name. But
that was
all the news organizations, everybody was calling him the bomber, branding him just the worst person ever because he set the bomb, even though he was trying to save people. And even the FBI, everybody was coming after him. And that's news organizations, social media, everybody ruined his life. But only one outlet believed him and really looked into the whole story. And that's what it takes anymore. You got to have one credible person to really, if it's a false accusation, to really look. And yes, there is a double standard. And I'm not going to get political, but there is a double standard when it comes to some of it. But I don't want to get political into this because this is supposed to be entertaining.
That's another podcast altogether.
That's going to be a totally separate podcast. It ain't going to be the two random streamers. It's going to be the
two pissed off Americans.
Exactly. Well, we'll start a whole different one and just fucking destroy everybody and really get people pissed off.
Yeah,
but
really.
Like I said, when it comes down to it, if you don't got, if you got so many people, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people just dragging you through the social media, people are going to fucking, there's been people that committed suicide and stuff. So you got to really watch it.
Right. And like, it used to be like, there was back before social media, there was a whole thing with like high profile court cases would be won through the media, not social media, just media, the news. And so you'd have to like, a lawyer's job was to like, portray their client as innocent to the media, because then the media would run all these stories in newspapers and television and stuff. And by having that, you'd have the social jury or whatever. I forget the exact term for it is, but they would, if they thought you was innocent, that's how you won a case as a lawyer, as a high profile case. Now it's not like that. It's like with social media, like if let me think of a worthless piece of shit that is on social media and famous for really doing nothing. Oh, I got it. Kim Kardashian. So if she decided to tweet something negative about somebody, the public opinion, that's what it is. It's a court of public opinion. That's what.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
The public opinion of that person would automatically be shut. Now, mind you, she's fucking worthless. She did nothing. She was famous for doing nothing except Kanye. And then there's that sex video with some other guy. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But her daddy was Bruce Jenner, so she's just like automatically famous.
Her real daddy was one of the lawyers for O.J. Simpson.
Her real daddy, but that's not who we. That's how
they made their money.
Yeah.
Then they started become famous because of Bruce Jenner and starting to get all their name out there. Look, my daddy was the lawyer for O.J. and my stepdaddy is Bruce. And the next thing you know, that's when all these stupid dumbass shows. And that's another thing that fucking gets me going. It's goddamn fucking reality shows, but that's a different podcast altogether as well.
But anyways, my point is she's really a nobody. I mean, kind of in this stage, she's somebody, but she's not like a influential like leader like Gandhi or Mother Teresa or anything like that. She's just a nobody really in the grand scheme of things. But if she said something, God.
Like now, like if she came out to you saying, what's these two fucking random ass dudes talking about me? You guys need to fucking just cancel them and guarantee it. Me and you will be banned on every fucking streaming platform out there.
I know.
Day.
I know, Legere. Kim Kardashian was probably the least relevant social media person right now in this political climate, but we're not taking away from a political climate. Just as a, she's still very political. She still has a very huge following, right? And like, it'd be like, just like Britney Spears. She's not super relevant now, but she has a huge following. Or Madonna, or Cher, or any of these icons. They always have that following that at a moment's notice, if they push that launch nuke button, their whole fucking armada is gonna rain down hell on your fucking head, and then you're canceled or whatever. Like Mike said, we'd be like, our Twitches would be banned, we'd be banned on Facebook, our fucking YouTubes would be banned. Like we'd have to like
Twitter,
make new
Instagram. We would have no social media outlet at all to enjoy anymore unless we start a whole new fucking accounts.
Right, we'd have to start from scratch, and I mean, we don't got a big thing right now. We have a very small and very modest thing, but to start over like that, like Mike said, like it'd be the same as like those people who can't find another job. Like it would just be defeating. It'd be like such a daunting thing to be like, fuck.
You'd be like, what's the point?
Right? Why would I
even bother? Then if we do start it, people will realize, hey, we already canceled these guys once. Let's go after them again. So it'd be like pointless to keep trying if somebody big decided to come after us because they didn't like what we had to say on this little bitty podcast that barely anybody is seeing. But it is out there for the world. 30 years from now, somebody can come across like, these two guys are prevalent. Too bad they're dead.
Too bad they're fucking dead. But yeah, so
But I get what you're saying. You know, you got so many people out there, so many influencers that are famous for nothing because they got millions, may have millions of people following them on Instagram because they're just pretty. They have no, and they influence so much for doing nothing, and it, you know, and the way, you know, growing up, we didn't have shit like that, so it's kind of hard to fathom sometimes for the older generation. You know, I'm not super old. You know, I am 41, but you know, in my 20s, we didn't have anything like that. We had the most prevalent people was people on TV. You know, you had your actors and your, you know, supermodels. That's what people that kind of set the trend. Now you got, Sally Dick Suck over here, you know, flashing her bikini and her camel toe every 5 minutes and gets 200 million followers. And now she's a fucking trendsetter and can pretty much do what she wants and make millions of dollars for no fucking talent just because she's got good fucking genes and bone structure and may work out, you know, a couple hours a day. So, not to sound bitter, and I'm not really, but you know what? If I had the body and I said and I didn't have morals and I wanted to make millions of dollars, you know what? I'll put my moose knuckle out there and let everybody look at it. Fuck it.
put my pussy out there for everybody to see, he says. But Legier is talking about something. I'm trying to get him to join the call with us because it sounds like he has something to contribute. But about social media, he says,
if you join the call, you got to show the face.
No, you don't got to show the face. I'm not gonna put you on the spot like that, but
I will. I want to see that sweet. I want to see that sweet Asian face.
Well, I'm not. You don't gotta listen to Mike. He's he's high on some shrooms tonight or something. He said something about that's like the thing with Pokimane where she ruined YouTubers' sponsors and stuff. And I don't know anything about this. Like I know who Pokimane is. I know who Pokimane is.
I know exactly the person they're talking about because that's actually the one Ladrir and Anate got mad at when I was showing that YouTube video.
Is Pokimane the fucking deerkin fucking...
No. The guy, remember I was showing the video and he was talking about the deer girl. His name is, his YouTube name, It's a Gundam.
Yeah, it's a Gundam.
He's a satirical...
So
I find it hilarious.
How did this Pokimane ruin YouTube sponsors and stuff?
Well, here's the whole story about that. It's a Gundam. Like I said, he calls out Twitch thoughts and their Sims, right?
Yeah, I love it.
He's satirical, and that's what he does. He makes fun of that's how, and he gets so many he gets hundreds of thousands of views on all his videos. And yes, the one I showed, he was talking about the deer girl and talking about, you know, the LGBT and all that stuff. But you know what? He was raised by cross-dressers and, you know, trans people. So I gave him a pass on it. He knows more about it than I do. So he made fun of Pokimane. And he actually got some things wrong because one of Pokimane's simps sent a tweet to her saying that, you know, I sent you $2,000, but I will just stay in the alley behind the Starbucks and eat at Starbucks so I can use the Wi-Fi and watch you on, you know.
I heard about this. I did.
Yep. And It's a Gundam made a video about it, but then when he found out that it was a satirical tweet, you know, the guy was just being funny, which I don't think it's funny. To, you know, say people are poor because people live in the fucking alleys all the time. But that's a totally different subject. But even It's a Gundam on his next video saying, you know, I got to correct myself. I got this wrong. He corrected himself. He came out saying, I was wrong about this tweet. I didn't realize it was a joke. All right. Well, Pokimane seen this. All her Sims put it up to her. And she went after his fucking sponsors. Even though she didn't, she did. She goes, I can't believe somebody's sponsoring this content. If I see if whoever's sponsoring this guy comes into my DMs, you're done. You're fucking done. He was in line for a big sponsorship for like a game developer. He never did come out with the name. That's for if the developer wants to come out and say something. But apparently they either worked with Pokimane in the past, So a lucrative deal he lost because she came out and she's worth like $6 million or more. She's worth all this fucking money. She just moans on stream every once in a while playing a game like, oh, no, and people throw fucking thousands of dollars at her. This dude is a YouTuber. He streams on Twitch. Can't get partnered. I don't even think he's affiliate. They won't give it to him because he talks shit about them, which, Twitch needs to be talk shit. They need to be knocked down a couple pegs sometimes because they think they're the fucking high and mighty, but you know what? It is what it is. They don't fucking like it. They can cancel me if they want. I don't care. But when it comes down to it, he was in lucrative for a night, but she kind of went after her sponsor. She talked and she went after her, but she went it to a point and nothing was ever done to her. She didn't get a strike. She didn't get a ban. No community guidelines, even though what she did was actually people's got banned for a hell of a lot less. He got banned for nothing. And all his Twitch content, all his clips and everything were deleted.
Now,
and he didn't even do anything.
Yes.
I mean, I read the whole story. He put up everything It said he in his bio that some of the stuff was offensive. His bio didn't say anything offensive. I mean, there was no mention to anybody's name, any, religion or anything like that. They just don't like him. Okay,
so the juror saying she put up an apology video, but she put it up way, way, way too late. And she was just like, LOL, I'm sorry. But like the damage is already done, right? Like those companies, especially since that company he was going to partner with or get sponsored by, they're not going to crawl back to him and be like, oh, please, let us sponsor you. Because that companies don't do that. It would admit that they was wrong, which opens them to legal libel action. And so they're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. And so he's already like, I know we kind of went from social media to cancel culture a little bit, but it's all kind of tied together. So
technically, it is kind of, it is tied together. I mean, cancel culture is social media now.
Another one would have been, and this is one that really set badly with me. This was years ago. I don't know if any of you remember. Tobuscus. Now, I know this is going to be a polarizing thing. Big YouTube star. He did really funny parody songs, whatever. And then somebody came out saying he was he sexually assaulted them. I mean, he did. He got picked. He had deals for Nickelodeon, in a book deal. He was the store manager on the Annoying Orange show for Nickelodeon, and he had, anyways, huge guy at the time. And he had all these deals. Somebody came out and said, oh, he sexually assaulted me, blah, blah, blah. It was this whole big thing. Well, before he could, of course, his lawyer said, okay, don't say anything. Just fucking keep quiet. So a few weeks later, he had said nothing. So people assumed he was guilty or whatever. Well, come to turn out, there was this one girl and this other girl who were saying this about him. Turned out they kind of knew each other. These two girls knew each other, but they pretended like they didn't, kind of, sort of. Saying they were both his ex-girlfriend, and one of them was. Anyways, comes out a month later after he's been canceled, everything's been done, right? That it never happened, basically, because he had 10 other girlfriends come out and be like, yeah, okay, he cheated on me. He was not the best boyfriend, but he never sexually assaulted me. If he wanted sex and I said no, he'd the most he would do is go sulk in the corner and pout he when he was rejected he just acted like a beat puppy. He was never that way with us. He was he's a bad boyfriend, but he wasn't anyway. So he lost everything. He didn't speak out because that's what his lawyers told him to do.
Right.
This all came out. He was still not saying anything because anyways, last year sometime he posted a video. This was a year or two after it happened. And he was like, look, I'm done being silent about it. The Me Too movement is a good movement, but it should be for everybody, including me. He's like, I'm done not saying my piece on this. He's like, I want my show back. I want my book deal back. He's like, this is bullshit. The Me Too movement is for more than just, one gender. And anyway, so it was a whole thing. And that was just based on some, basically a scorned ex-girlfriend is what it was. And because she wrote a big blog post and it went viral. he I mean, if you don't even know his name. Like I said his name, I see no reaction on your face. Tobuscus was fucking huge. He had like 5 different YouTube channels. Each one had millions of subscribers. He had a show on Nickelodeon. He was syndicated. He had book deals coming out. He was massive at the time, and now he's like nothing. Nothing.
Yep.
All because of a social media blog post that fucking canceled him instantly.
Yeah, and that's why anymore a lot of people just ain't doing anything anymore. I mean, do you want to take the chance and get so many people come after you, so much false accusations and all that stuff like that, or do you want to just live your life and keep your head down and just move on? See, we kind of put ourselves out here when we do shit like this. You know, we can get so much hate because people don't agree with our opinion, and so many people can come after us. But you know what? I'm a big boy. I can handle it. And like I said, what are they going to cancel? It ain't like I got much here. So it is what it is. You know, I am not scared of any social justice warrior. I'm not scared of any of this fucking cancel culture bullshit. They want to try to cancel me, let them.
Right. Legere says, having a vagina doesn't make you automatically a victim or a good person. Exactly. Just because you got a vagina
tell 95% of the social media. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
because it only goes one way. I mean, it's all believe all females, but when a female does something wrong and a guy comes up, we can't believe him. And like I said, we can go political with that with statement 2, because especially what's going on now, but I'm not doing that.
Well, look at Cardi B, right? What, a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever, she like admitted to, like, when she was a stripper, she would like drug them and then rob them. And she just said, oh, a girl, and everybody just praised her. Oh, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. If a man did that to a woman, oh my fucking God. Johnny Depp is another example. Amber Heard is a crazy fucking bitch. And Johnny Depp, like, put up with some fucking horrific, traumatizing abuse at her hands. And, like...
Right. Nobody believed him.
Yeah, nobody believed him. Like, even his friends were like, no, she's fucking crazy. Like, she's a fucking nut job. And he's like, yeah, it was all her. And they're like, yeah, no, it wasn't. Like, it was all you. You're just making shit up. Like, and then finally, there was recordings that finally got released of her just being a fucking psycho bitch to him. And then finally everybody's like, oh yeah, Johnny Depp, me too, I'm behind you. You wasn't fucking behind him before those recordings. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's like, you know, apparently she bit off tip of his finger and pooped in the bed and all this other stuff. I'm like, Jesus.
Put cigarettes out on him.
I mean, if you know, if a guy does come out and say stuff like that, they're like, well, you're a guy. I mean, and here's what the double standard is when it comes to social media and stuff like that. You know, like we always say, a female comes out and says something, it's automatic a believable statement. But if a guy comes out saying, you know, my girlfriend or my wife, like Johnny Depp, you know, was being abused and stuff like that, anymore on social media, we are told toxic masculinity, quit being so manly, and just all that bullshit. But yet, when a guy comes out saying he's being abused by a female, you can't be abused, you're a guy. You can't have it both ways. Either I don't be so manly and be more feminine, more caring towards women, or you can't be abused because you're a guy and you're manly.
Or the opposite.
Right now, when it comes to social, I was
you're good.
Going here if I lose it.
You're good. Go.
Right now, if you pay attention to social media, if you really look at it and really pay attention and really go by what everything says and you read every post that comes across your social media, you will stay constantly confused. You will not know what to do. You will not know who to be. You will not know if you're a guy to be manly or be a pussy. You will not know to see color or don't see color. Even though all these years you're told not to see color, we're all human beings, but yet now you got to see color, and one of them's supposed to be up, but that's a totally different subject. I ain't even want to touch that because you really don't want to, because I will piss everybody off in my opinion. I guarantee you. I'll lose probably 90% of my followers because I really don't fucking care, and I will tell you exactly what it is. But if you really pay attention, social media got trends. If you go by the trends, you will never lose. Like now, so many people are having such trouble functioning in life because they're worried about what social media is. And
Hey,
if
Mike,
you go by that, you're going to stay constantly confused.
I got to wrap this up. Bonnie just got here, so I got to go. You tie this up for us, would you? And I got to bounce.
Yep.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Catch you later. Everybody, that is our take on social media. Like I said, we kind of got our rant on a little bit of social justice worries and stuff, but you know what? At the end of the day, it all kinds of tie in. Don't take social media. You don't live your life by it. If you do, you're going to be in trouble. Because, like I said, you're going to look at all the trending stuff. You're going to stay constantly confused. Hell, I can fucking say I'm a chair, and everybody's got to believe I'm a chair. I mean, this is so fucking. This day and age, I weep for humanity. I weep for everything that is happening. People just need to suck it up. Start being just respectable human beings. Respect one another. Don't try to cancel because somebody don't agree with somebody. If somebody posts something you don't agree with, here's what you do. If you come across something that is so offensive, somebody put God damn, you can't believe somebody just put that on there. How dare them put something in there where I can go across it? Just scroll. Just you don't got to sit there and look at it. You don't got to comment. You don't got to go try to after these people. It is cancer. If you find something that's so offensive that it gives you fucking just scroll. You will never see it again. But the first time you fucking comment on it, or the first time you try to get all your little social justice warriors buddies to come after you, after that person, I don't see how people have happy lives anymore. So many people get so angry about the dumbest stuff. How do people enjoy themselves? Just walk away. Exactly. You do not got to respond. You do not got to look at it. Just scroll. Block that motherfucker and move on. Move on with your life. At the end of the day, I'm gonna lay some hard truth on everybody. So I want everybody to really listen if anybody's still here. This is the one thing. If you never remember anything that I've ever said or anybody that you ever want, I have replied really abusive tweets. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to. But like I said, at the end of the day, just report to me, leave. I just fucking blocked a person. I was like, I don't want to see this shit and move on. But you know what? I really don't do that because unlike me, I'm not like most people. I see something that I'm like, he's a fucking idiot for posting that. That's the dumbest shit I ever seen. And I just move on. I don't, if it's fucking abusive, dumb, trash shit, if I don't agree with it, I just don't pay no mind. I just move on. But here's one truth that trumps all other truths in this world. We don't get out alive. Every day we wake up, we're just getting closer to expiration date, right? We all are going to die. There is nobody that's going to live forever. And that is the cold hard fact. I have accepted that in my early 20s. And see, that's why I adjust so easy to certain situations. That's why when I see something that I don't like, I will either unfollow the person, I'll block the person, or I'll just move on. I don't get upset. Now, don't think if somebody ever said it to my face, I won't punch them in the face or post really bad tweets that seem gay people should die and go to hell because people on this Twitter. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, when they die, they got to meet they'll have to, whoever they meet, whatever their beliefs, they will have to deal with. And like I said, I don't report it. Hate speech is hate speech. Anything can be considered hate speech to a point. Talking about people that, I'm trying to say this respectfully, that like the same gender, you know. I have no problem with anybody. If you're a female, want another female. If you're a guy, one other guy. If you're a guy, want to fuck a horse, I don't care. If you want to fuck a dog, I don't give a shit. You want to do bestiality all day long? I don't care. Because simple fact, that's what you want. I don't. As long as you don't push it on me. See, my biggest thing is when you start pushing it on me. Your dog can't consent. Hey, it is not out of my control. It is not my business. So that's all I have to say about it. But as long as it don't get pushed on me, pushed on the individual, people can do whatever they want. In the law. Like I said, if gay couples want to marry, let them marry. I don't care. Lesbian couples, they want to marry, let them marry. I don't care. Let them be miserable like the rest of us and all that stuff. If they want all the benefits, I don't care. Let them marry. Let them have the special benefits as we all do. You know, let them adopt kids. That has nothing to do with me. What I do care is when it's pushed on me or the individual that just because I don't verbally come out and say anything, you know, you never hear me talk about this stuff because at the end of the day, it don't pertain to me. I am a straight white male. I am married to a female, the wife of Thunder. She is the boss. Even though I try to be the boss, she's the boss. I have no dog in this fight. My opinion does not matter on the subject as long as it is not forced on me. If I am forced to have to speak out about it, you're not going to like what I say because you're forcing me to say something I don't want to talk about. And the last things you want to do is force me to do something, because you force me to do something, you ain't going to like the outcome. I mean, like I said, people live your life and be happy. At the end of the day, just be happy. That's all we're here to do. Life is a journey. The purpose of life, people really don't know. My purpose of life is to make my wife happy, comfortable, and to enjoy my life. I enjoy doing this. Now, granted, I would enjoy, hundreds of people in here listen to my opinion. But then again, my opinion is just my opinion. It's not everybody else's. At the end of the day, we don't get out alive. At the end of the day, just live your life, be happy. Honestly, wish everybody was just as chill as you. Like I said, early in life, in my early 20s, I accepted the fact we all die, and there's nothing we can do about it, and every situation cannot be controlled. I try to be a nice person. I try to be a good person. I love you, brother. And I try to support people. If you notice in Discord or wherever I go, I always try to, and people, if you don't know, and if you're new here, or if you want to get it out, anybody ever needs help on anything that I have the ability to help with, all they have to do is come and ask. I will help you as much as I can. I will get on video chats with you if you need me to help you do something. But at the end of the day, just be yourself. Live my life lately, especially only to get out what I put in. Stress about. Exactly. And I will tell you right now, and you can believe me or not, I don't stress. I get angry, but I don't stress. I get angry at work. Fucking work is trash. I'm ready to find a new job, which my stream schedule will change because I'll probably be on night shift, which is going to suck. But I will still try to catch up on everybody and keep out trying to interactive. But I try not to be stressed. You always go above and beyond. I stress is not part of my life. This gray is because of my wife. I didn't have gray hair until I got married. I tell her that all the time. She just laughs at me. It's like, yeah, she's proud of it. Stress is, I don't stress about bills. They will get paid. They may be late if I ever have trouble. Something breaks. You know what? I'm old now. I have worked and I've got, insurances on everything and stuff like that. When I was in my early 20s, I was like everybody else. I just kind of skimmed through but stress is, I get aggravated. Dark, you've seen one of my life echoes. It's so much ago. Dark, you seen a downside with me on that one stream at the end of the Fortnite. I was like one of my really down. I was just having a really bad night. And I won't lie. I've battled depression in the past. I can get in really dark places. I can be a really fucking sadistic asshole and then go around and just beat the fuck out of people. And I'm a big boy, so I can do a lot of damage. And I have, so I try not to. But most of the time, you see the brighter side. You see me, I get mad at the game. Fortnite, I hate fucking Fortnite. I'm tired of playing it. But most of the time, you see me being all cheery, happy, what's going on, guys, But then there's a time, and that was like the worst. Some lows, man. But yeah. And the end of that stream, to be honest, Dark, I almost broke down and cried on that one for some reason. I don't know, something got to me. It was just a bad night. I was just in a bad spot. That's why I had to turn it off, because I was about ready to break down, and I didn't want to do it I'm a guy who ain't supposed to cry. From these new Discords you're hanging out with, showing some love back. Yeah, I wish more people would actually come into Discord, which, it's not a big thing. At the end of the day, if I had, you guys coming in, I don't believe in toxic masculinity in a whole, because men are, we are, to say it bluntly, we're supposed to be men. Now, you got the douchebags. Yeah, guys do cry. I just don't cry in public. But guys are supposed to be guys. We are born and bred from generations to be the guys to protect, to be the ones up front, do the hard labor, make it to where just cry. I just cried to Forgive John, the wedding video. Yeah, well, that's a different kind of cry there. Emotional, stress cry or down cry and crying of an emotional event. It's a little different in my mind. But I don't believe in toxic masculinity as much because, guys are supposed to be masculine. We are supposed to be there. We're supposed to be, always cries. But we were bred for generations to be the guys out there. But see, that's the bad thing with statements like that, and this is where it comes to when I told you social media confuses guys, because girls don't have to be feminine. Now, there is toxic femininity. Prove me wrong. Yep. Yeah, prove me wrong. There's not toxic femininity, but definitely. I know that getting off a tangent here, kind of going off, but you know what? We're a fucking savage too, right? But for generations, we were born and bred to be, the ones that go out and slay the beast, bring home dinner. And such technology has changed. We kind of need to wash the mindset that makes us happy. And like I said, at the end of the day, I talk about masculine and feminine stuff. At the end of the day, just be true to who you are. Your belief system is your belief system. No matter what, if you want to Like I said, if you like the same sex, the opposite sex, like I said, if you want to fuck a horse, as long as you don't push it on me, I don't care. That is your life. You will deal with the consequences when it comes around. My life is my life. As long as it ain't pushed in my face and me have to respond, the world will go a lot happier. Once it starts being pushed into people like me that just want to live their life and be happy and enjoy themselves, enjoy working on their stuff they do, enjoy playing video games, enjoying whatever they want to do, until you start pushing stuff on me to make me react and respond, that's why a lot of people get so fucking butthurt, because you don't like the truth. Sam Tisland, historically. Yep. Hunters and writers. I'm not going to be arguing the facts like that. Like I said, I'm just going by, we got masculine traits for a reason. That's why in the base form, men can lift heavier things and stuff like that. Not all, I'm just saying, base form, not people that work out. Totally different subject. But to be happy, at the end of the day, believe in yourself. And I will preach this to the day I die. The only person that holds you back from doing anything is you. You hold yourself back when you don't think you can do something. You hold yourself back when you believe everything that people say about you online, on social media, or in your face. And I will tell you a story that nobody really knows. And if you're all listening and want to hear it, I'll tell you. When I was going through school, I went through 3 schools from the time I was in kindergarten to the time I was 2nd grade. I failed first and second twice. I failed first. Let that sink in. For all this stuff, I built a goddamn computer, put everything together, I'm running the computer I built. I failed first and 2nd grade twice. I had a severe learning disability. I had to actually go to a special school to learn to read, write, and do all that. And I didn't even finish school because it wasn't worth it. I have a learning disability that was not even, had a name back then. It's called dyslexia. I can't really say that word, but that's what it's called. It's kind of like a test IQ is just for test. Yeah. Here's what my IQ score was back then. I had a special test I had to take all day in the library of my 2nd year of 2nd grade. Or was it 3rd grade? Well, 3rd grade, because I moved on. All my scores were right below the line of being mentally retarded. Except my math. My math score was way off the spectrum on the other side. Today we call it dyslexia. Solid math and everything else was severe under par. Past the line of mentally retardation. That was me growing up. And this is no lie. I mean, this is actually what my childhood consisted of. My mom would get so mad at me trying to teach me how to read. She would throw the books on the floor because she was getting frustrated because I could not comprehend or say the words. And I tell you, I was yay tall. I had homework that tall. I had work I could not complete during class that tall. All right. So, and the teachers were, back then, the teachers were not helpful. I was called not very good names when I was, in 2nd grade and 3rd grade, to a point, education did fail me until I got to 3rd and 4th grade and I went to this special school around here that they recently closed, which I'm very upset about. That the school put me on track. They had special classes for me. And the teachers actually helped me, stood back, and spent the time to teach me how to read, to help me with my writing, to teach me history, to teach me grammar, which if you ever see any of my texts or tweets and stuff like that, my grammar is atrocious. I do not, fuck grammar. If you can't read it, just ask me. I'll explain it to you. But see, if back then, if I believed everything that I was told and didn't try, I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't be who I am now. But
you're still talking?
Day, I kind of got onto a rant and just kind of went with it. Now I'm telling a story from my childhood that, it's just, I'm trying to have people believe in themselves and not worry about what social media tells them to believe in.
That's a good message.
And you missed the whole story. If you want to, you can watch it later.
I'll have to, I guess.
Yeah, it's a long story. And I ain't going all the way over it again. It's an emotional tearjerker, and it's a true story. But like I said, if I believed what all the teachers and everything told me back then, I wouldn't be half the person I am now. I worked hard. I learned, and to this day, that when I went to that special school that took the time to teach me, then and gave me the ability to learn and sparked the interest to learn new things. That's why today I'm always doing something new. Like this, I learned how to do blacksmithing. I moved to this, learned how to do this. I wanted to put a computer together for the first time. I learned how to do that. My next project will come around. My next interest will be sparked. My next interest is sparked. I'm learning how to do thumbnails, Photoshop, if you want to call it anything else, and video editing. That is my project right now. I want to learn to be, I want to try to excel as best as I can at it. So when it comes down to it, just be yourself. Be true to who you are, your belief system, who you want to date, who you want to sleep with. As long as you don't push it on me and try to force it down my throat, I don't care. That is your life. If that makes you happy, go for it. Me, my belief system is probably totally different than you guys. What I believe and where I think I may go when I die is probably totally opposite from what you guys believe in, and that's fine. If it ain't, and if I decide, and if I'm wrong and I go to hell, guess what? I go to hell. It is what it is. But hopefully I go to the halls of Valhalla where I can fucking fight all day.
But not even hell is eternal, because right, they say after Lucifer and God fight on earth and God wins, that all the souls in hell will be taken to heaven. So I mean, when you go to hell, it's a temporary sort of thing, I suppose.
And like I said, everybody's got their own beliefs. You got your own feeling. When it comes to the same-sex thing, I don't care if it's hereditary. I don't care if it's a learned. I don't care if you're born that way. If it makes you happy, do it. Just don't force it on me.
Happy.
And don't think I won't grab a guy's ass or kiss a guy on the lips, because I have. Because I am very secure in who I am.
Same, but I would never kiss a dude like that. I mean, I'm secure, but not like Frenching make out with a guy secure.
I didn't say I French kissed him. I kissed him on the lips in Walmart because it made him very uncomfortable, and I thought it was hilarious as fuck. But I am secure in myself, and it's a funny story to this day if I see him. It is what it is. Being young and dumb, it's what you do. Just be yourself. At the end of the day, like I said, we all got an expiration date. We don't know when or how, but we're all going to die. And it's no reason to be hung up on what anybody, especially over the fucking internet, says, because the fucking internet is trash. Social media is a toxic cesspool of bullshit that nobody needs to live their life about. It's, I liked it when it first started out, and, people sharing funny things, some funny pictures. For a while there, it's a lot of food, which, that's cool. I see some stuff I've never seen before and wouldn't mind trying. But now it's become a toxic cesspool that people just want to fucking troll and do everything else. Just don't react to it. just delete the motherfucker, block him, and move on. I think I'm pretty much done with my little rant.
Oh, okay. I was letting you go.
Nah.
I'm still
I
gonna
repeated myself a lot, but it is what it is.
I was just before I had to bounce. I forgot what I was gonna say because I was letting you finish your thing. So, and then I came back and you were still going. So you must have really got into it.
I did.
So, anyways, yeah, it's a good stopping point for me. I think we had a lot of good talking points and stuff. Next week, I already got the topic picked. Mike's dreading it, but we're gonna get into like Mandela effect and physics and a lot of things that it's gonna be a thinker, mainly theoretical physics. It's not like physics. It's more theoretical physics, which is, like I said, string theory,
how much I know.
quantum entanglement, things like that. So if you guys want to hear that podcast, it's a subject I'm very passionate about, and I will probably talk more than I should that podcast. So.
Oh, you mean more than you do now? Okay.
More than I do now.
I
don't know.
Surprised with this little.
You kind of dominated. You got it. Yeah, I was impressed tonight. You kind of really took the reins and talked a lot, which I was actually.
Well, it's just something I've been thinking about a while about social media. I was going to do one solo if all this is going to be a solo thing for me if I didn't find anybody that wanted to do a podcast with me. But since you agreed, I'm like, well, hell, I got somebody to bounce some stuff off of. So.
Well, he has incriminating blackmail photos on me. I had to.
That's right. See, a lot of the stuff we've been talking about, for the most part, I've already had a lot of thought into. So, social media has been a niche of my crow, anyways, for a while. I've been wanting to get it off my chest. So.
Yeah, the string theory, quantum entanglement, Mandela effect, those type of things.
So basically, you mean I got to fucking research? Goddamn.
And just read a few articles or watch a few YouTube videos like physics for beginners or something, theoretical physics for beginners.
Yeah. All right, guys. Like I said, that's it for me. I'm off my soapbox now. I think I'm good.
You guys have a good night.
If you want to hear my story, just catch the last 20 minutes. You see, you'll know why I am the way I am now.
Oh well, I never gave it much thought. So.
Wow, I see how much you think about me.
No, it's just I don't.
And I want everybody. This is going to go out. This is going to be on record, on video. If you want to do a streak, you got to respond on the Snapchat.
I've been really slacking on that shit. That's for sure. I
send you one or two a day, and I'm like, see, we had a good one going, and I seen the hourglass. I'm like, uh-oh. Then I was like, God damn, there it went. It's gone.
Yeah, I'm kind of bad about that, but that's okay. But no, it's not that I never gave much thought about it. It's just because everybody has their fucking story. There's no reason to like. I mean, you are who you are when I met you. That's
right.
That's all. That's
a good story to learn from, especially if you got kids. So it kind of teaches them a little bit about just be themselves.
I'll watch it. But in the meantime, I'm bouncing out of here. Mike, you have a good night.
Yep.
Everybody,
you too, brother.
Podcast, download all that. Mike will explain